Hello everyone, welcome back again to Mastering Retaining Walls and Shoring Systems using Plaxis 2D. This is tutorial number 19, and in this tutorial we are going to briefly talk and explain the results of the previous example, the diaphragm wall simulation of diaphragm wall in Plaxis 2D for supporting deep excavation. So if you remember, we simulated this example in previous one, and in this tutorial we will shortly talk about various results using Plaxis 2D. So first we will talk about the displacement in diaphragm wall at various calculation phases. So for example, if I click on here, the long term, or this one, after we applied the vertical load on top of the diaphragm wall, we can click on view calculation results. So we can see this is a deformed shape of the problem, and if we want to see the displacement, so this value is absolute displacement, which is about 1.17 centimeters. So if I click on deformation and select the deformation in X direction, we can see the maximum lateral and minimum lateral displacement in here. As you can see, the maximum, the positive is in the direction of X, and minus is in the direction opposite to X. So if I double click on the diaphragm wall, we can see the displacement in this wall. As we can see, the displacement is like this one, and we can see the maximum displacement is about 4.8 millimeters, so it is less than half centimeters. And if I want to check the lateral displacement in other construction phase, for example, we can check the lateral displacement after the final excavation, and like that we can check the displacement, for example, after the first excavation, like this one, as you can see. So in here the maximum displacement happens at the top, and after that it decreases gradually. So in this way you can check the displacement at any construction phases, and after that we will check the forces in diaphragm wall at various calculation phases. So in here we can just click on force, for example, the bending moment. As you can see, this is a bending moment at a first excavation phase, and if I select the last excavation, the most critical construction phase, we can see the maximum bending moment is about 112 kilonewton per square meter, and we can also check the shear force, and we can check the axial force as well, and we can check at various construction stages as well. For example, if we select the second excavation construction phase, and we can see the forces are changed. And I will also talk about the scale factor. For example, if I click on window, and if I select, for example, maybe this one, the last excavation, and if I change the deformation to deform shape, so right now the scale is the scale of this deformation is scaled up 50 times, so we can click, for example, on here scale factor, and if I click on manual, we can for example double the scale, and or like this one. So we can like this we can decrease or increase the scale factor. So we will also talk about the cross-section curve. For example, if you want to check the bending moment at the last excavation phase, for example, I double click it on the diaphragm wall, and if I click on bending moment, so we can extract the curve that display the bending moment along the length of the diaphragm wall. So we can click here cross-section curve, and we can select for example, we can select this the construction phase. So we can check this one, and also we can select after construction of the top slab, for example, or maybe we after applying the vertical load on the diaphragm wall, we can select these two construction phases, and we click OK. So as you can see, this is a bending moment value along the length of the diaphragm wall. For example, we can do some changes, like for example flip vertical, or we can change like this one. Okay, as you can see, this is length of the diaphragm wall, and this is the negative and positive bending moment values. For example, the red one is the bending moment along the diaphragm wall length at final excavation phase. As we can see, this minimum and maximum bending moment, and this one is the bending moment for the diaphragm wall after construction of foundation and two slabs. So we can draw the cross-section curve like that. We can also extract the results from a table to Microsoft Excel. So for example, we can click on table, and this bending moment at this construction phase and at this construction phase as well. So we can, for example, move the length of this we can move this column to next to these values. So these are the length of the diaphragm wall, and these two columns are bending moment for two different construction stages. So if you want to copy this data, for example, I can click on shift and select these three columns and right click and copy, and after that we can open an Excel file and copy paste the result there. Also, we can check the forces or axial forces in struts and slabs. For example, if I want, let me close this one. If let me close this one as well. For example, in last excavation phase, as you know, we have two struts. So if I want to see the forces in these struts, we can click on here and select this one and select fixed end anchor and view. So we can see these are two fixed end anchor which represent the struts. These are the coordinates, and these are the minimum and maximum axial force. So in our case, because it is in compression, the maximum axial force is like this one, as you can see in this table, for the top and bottom struts. We can do the same for axial force in the slabs. We can click on here and select this construction phase after applying a vertical load. For example, this phase. These three anchors are representing the concrete slabs. Again, we can click here and select like this one and select fixed end anchor and click on view. So similar, as you can see, there are coordinates and maximum or minimum axial forces, normal forces in these concrete slabs. Also, we can hide or visible any element like this one. For example, let me close this window. For example, if I want to hide this line load, we can check like this one. And if I want to visible it again, make it visible, and like this one, and for plate as well, or for point load, as you can see, and like this one. Also, we have a legend. For example, we can if I click on deformation, for example, total deformation, you can see we have a legend here and a contours like this one. For example, if I want to show only the area which has more than 1 centimeter or 1.1 centimeters in this soil, for example, I can double click on this legend, and if I want click, or I have to click on manual. For example, this is a maximum value. For example, if I set this one to 0.1, and in this case it will only show me the displacement which has more than 1 centimeter. So as you can see, only in this area the displacement is more than 1 centimeters. And also we can, for example, measure like a distance. For example, if I click on here at measurement annotation, if I want to measure, for example, this distance like this one, it is 4.317, and if I click here and click edit annotation and double click on here, for example, we can change to these lines to a row like this one, and these are the thickness. So as you can see, we can do changes like this one, and if I want to delete, I will double click on it and delete it. Also, there's another command called line cross section for displacement. For example, if I double click on this legend and make it automatic, so I can, for example, click on here, and if I take a cross section in this area, for example, like this one, and we can see the total displacement, or maybe we can change it to vertical displacement. So this a vertical displacement for this cross section. And if I want to show the displacement vectors, we can see in here the displacement is upward, because the heave occurs here. And also we can generate a report after finishing the analysis. And in this case, let me close this one. For generating the report, we can click on File and click on Report Generator. We can select a PDF,